Hi, this is Jordan.
And I'm Bryan, and you're listening to The Quality Varies. Howdy.
We are on a schedule now.
Yay us.
That definitely does not stress me out.
No, it's kind of weird. It feels a little bit good to know when we're recording, but it also is a little bit stressful to know when we're recording next.
It would have helped if I had thought about it not 5 days prior, but lessons will continue to be learned on this journey. And yes, it is good to have accountability and have a deadline. I think we talked about accountability a little bit in one of our previous episodes, and now we get to have some of it in the show.
Yes, look at us, practicing what we preach.
Today is going to be a little bit of a shorter episode, and it's all about, fitness?
I guess.
Esque things. We both done some kind of shifts, some turns, doing some stuff that we haven't before, at least on my end. Let me just throw out, and the masses can give all of their extreme opinions on the diet. But at the beginning of June, I went into keto diet, ketosis, keto, whatever people say.
I know what you mean.
The first thing I will say is I'm glad that I started the diet before I realized that I can't have milk, cow's milk. And that was devastating, to say the least.
I bet. You can't have milk.
I cannot have cow's milk. Cow's milk is too high in carbohydrates.
Gross.
Yeah. That is for a person that, for most of his life, drank multiple gallons of milk a week in a family that drank multiple gallons of milk a week.
Man, can we get an F in the comments for Jordan's milk drinking habits?
It hurt for a while. And my roommates asked me, like, hey, what's going on, buddy? You're looking a little bit down.
A little weird.
I'm like, yeah, well, if you stopped taking heroin, then yeah, you'd feel down too. So I did realize after this shift, I hadn't really acknowledged what it was doing to me, but I did the math, and minimum 800 calories a day just from milk.
Wow, just from milk?
Yeah.
Golly. Good golly, Jordan.
That cushioned it a little bit. I'm like, okay, maybe I was a little bit excessive.
That's a lot of milk, man.
It is a lot of milk. I enjoyed all of it. I mean, I assure you.
I bet.
There was never a dull moment, but I can't have milk. For those who aren't aware, just the very basic, keto is very little carbs and high fat. Is there something else I'm missing? High fat, high protein. I'm super good at this diet. And the point is that the body burns fat naturally instead of carbs when it's burning calories. My understanding of it. Brian's probably over there like, you muppet, you don't even know what diet you're on.
No, that is basically exactly how I understand ketosis.
I'm not a diet person. I worked at a gym for 6 years. I've watched coworkers, employees, members go through a whole slew of diets that I both was and was not aware of. There are some funky diets out there, man. I can't even. Yeah,
man. So, do you know who Jordan B. Peterson is?
I don't.
So he's a Canadian psychologist, motivational speaker. He's got a big YouTube channel. Go look him up. I've been listening to a lot of him recently. And in one interview he did 3 years ago, I think, he talks about his 100% beef diet. That is all he eats.
That sounds sufficiently weird.
Straight, unflavored, cooked beef.
That's disgusting.
He talks about it. He's like, oh, it's dull. Don't do it. I do not recommend it. But he lost 70 pounds in 3 months or something, and just he sleeps less but has more energy, and I mean, more power to you, I guess. But only beef and water. That's the only things he puts in his body. I just couldn't do it.
That is something else. There's a lot of these that I couldn't do. The reason that I chose, I don't do these diets, and the reason that I chose this one is because besides milk, which again I didn't find out until it was a little bit late, and potato chips, there was a lot of other things that it lined up pretty nicely anyways.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a massive bread fan. When I would buy bread at the store, it would go bad anyways.
Mm.
Like hot dogs with buns, like that's nice, but it's not really a big deal to me. I can have a burger and I can have a hot dog just without the bun, and that doesn't really make a difference to me.
Yeah.
If anything, it just means I can eat more hot dogs. So there is a benefit to that.
Yeah.
And then the things that I was supposed to eat, cheese is perfectly fine on keto. And I saw that, and I was like, this sounds like my diet.
Yeah.
And I've been doing. I'll get the disclaimer out of the way. I know there's a lot of concerns that people have. The brain needs carbs. I'm aware of that. I'm not that smart as it is. I know that hair loss is a thing if you don't maintain your protein and your collagen.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact: my body doesn't like collagen anyways, so hair loss is probably just going to be a thing sometime down the road, as it is. I think those are two of them. Oh, and then the rubber banding when you go off of keto.
Explain rubber banding.
You know, you gain a couple pounds right away, like the day that you go off of keto.
Oh, I
And,
see. You just like bounce right back. Okay.
Bounce right back.
I got you.
Which is not false at all.
Mm-hmm.
I have done carb cycling more than once already, and we'll talk about that in a second. But it is totally a thing because it takes a couple of days to get into the metabolic state to start burning the fat, and so it's not a cheat day. It's like a cheat 4 days.
Wow.
So, but it has been going well. I have lost 25 pounds since the beginning of June.
Wow.
So
at the time of recording, that's a month and a half. Wow.
People said that they have like really hard times with the transition, like as they get into keto and like feeling tired and just a hard time. I never had any of that. I think the reason is people told me to go have electrolytes and that'll help. And I was like, oh, so down for that. And I went and bought like 10 of those Mio drop bottles.
Oh yeah.
And I go through those like candy,
Okay.
just with water. And so just a ton of water, just filled with those Mio drops, probably 3 servings of those Mio drops.
Wow.
And just go through it. So I never had an issue with any of the transition stuff. I've actually been more active by a margin while I've been on keto than prior. I've broken a lot of personal goals. One annual goal that I didn't think I was going to hit until the end of the year.
Wow.
As far as fitness. And so keto is a hot topic, but for now it's going well for me. As soon as I hit the weight that I want to, I definitely won't stay in it, as I'm not interested in any of those side effects, and so I'll just go into kind of a different maintaining thing.
Right.
But it's going well so far.
Wow, that's really cool. I gotta warn you, I'm gonna throw my wife under the bus here a little bit.
Nice, I like it.
She will accost you if you see her while you're still in ketosis. If you're still doing keto, she will do her very best to try to get you to stop keto. 'Cause she's into counting macros.
Yeah.
And to her credit, counting macros is probably the most balanced diet that I've seen.
For sure. I would totally agree with that.
And so, like, the mindset from counting macros is living in extremes is just, like, damaging your body. It's not good for your body.
Yeah.
So be warned that she might come on a little strong. If she,
I won't
if
even.
You talk to her
I will
about
just take the hits. I will take them on the chin because I don't have any arguments for any of the stuff that she's gonna say. I will agree with most of the things that she's gonna tell me. So yeah, it's gonna be a weird conversation.
Perfect. That's good.
It's gonna be a lot of me nodding.
Yeah, that's that's how I argue with her about my diet. I do intermittent fasting, which I only eat from noon to about 8 or 9 at night, and that's it.
That's part of my thing as well.
Oh, nice.
Is the intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
Which gets annoying on like nights like tonight where I realize I don't have any food in my fridge. And we're going to be recording until after 8 o'clock.
Yep.
But alas, intermittent fasting I can cheat on more than keto.
Right.
So.
Yeah. But that is like too extreme for her, and she like every now and then she'll just be like, "Why don't you just feed your body?" I'm like, I am. Like, trust me, I do feed my body. It's
Yeah.
just, it's only when, like, in the peak hours of the day when my body's, like, actually doing things and, like, expending energy. That's when I'm putting energy back into my body.
The thing with intermittent fasting is I spent so many years of my life like shaming myself for like, I gotta eat breakfast. I'm not eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody showed me intermittent fasting, and they could have been the least. They probably were the least qualified person in the world to tell me like, yeah, intermittent fasting is a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
All I heard was you don't have to eat breakfast. And I was like, yeah. I have been intermittent fasting for 10 years. Besides the whole midnight munchies thing. But
yeah, those are tough. Those are tough to kick.
And keto actually helps, it's full and everything.
Right.
But not eating breakfast, or more like, I love breakfast foods. A lot of breakfast foods are high in carbs, but I don't get bored of foods like a lot of people do.
Mm-hmm.
And so at noon, I have breakfast, and I have just a pile of eggs with a pile of cheese.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple days that I cook the eggs and I put them on the plate, and then in that same pan, I just put a layer of cheese to melt, and I just pour that over the eggs.
Beautiful.
Whatever sausages that I have in the freezer. Serving is 3 links, but I'm like, hey, this is my diet. And so I dump the entire box in every morning.
Good,
and
man.
I have 10 sausages. And every day I'm like, this is a great diet. I am super happy.
Sounds so good. How many eggs do you eat?
In
one meal.
I'll usually do like 3 eggs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, I'm not a big on like a massive amount of eggs.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do 3 eggs is usually the number for most of the stuff I do, like a 3-egg omelet or 3 eggs for scrambled eggs.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually the thing. But 3 eggs, why is that low? Do you go hard on the eggs?
Well, yeah, I just wanted to know. You said a pile of eggs, and for a while I was doing 3 eggs, 2 pieces of bacon, 2 pieces of sausage, and like several potatoes worth of hash browns.
Yeah.
And I just wasn't like getting full. And so I started bumping up to like 4 or 5. I did 6 eggs a couple of days. And I was just thinking, I just felt kind of guilty. Like, man, I'm eating all this food. Like, is my family going to have any food after I'm done with... After I'm...
Jeez.
I've just felt like I was eating so much food, but I don't know. Yeah, I was just curious about how many eggs you ate.
I will favor the sausages on the plate over the eggs. I'll eat that full box of sausages.
Yeah.
But I'm not opposed to a Ron Swanson breakfast. So I'm always down for it.
Fun fact, we're talking about an all-American breakfast right now. Do you know who invented the all-American breakfast?
Who?
Edward Bernays. You can look this up. Edward Bernays invented branding and marketing and advertising, and kind of invented propaganda as well.
Oh.
Edward Bernays was Sigmund Freud's nephew, and so he studied psychology, Bernays did, and then he applied what he learned in psychology to the masses, and so he describes this this group mind that groups of people think with, like, they will tend toward like a singular or a median pattern, and he targets that in amazing ways. And for one, I can't remember what he was trying to sell, but
was he involved in like the things that Sigmund Freud was doing?
No. So he was. So Edward Bernays was I forget what he called himself, but he was basically. He owned basically the first like marketing firm in America.
Okay. Gotcha.
So he hired himself out. He hired his company out to companies who needed to boost their sales. And I think he was trying to sell bacon for some company. And so he coined the term, like he coined the idea of the all-American breakfast, and eggs and bacon and hash browns. it's a good hearty breakfast, and every American needs to eat that. And so, bacon and eggs sales just went through the roof. Look him up. There's a lot of basic things that we have in our lives every day that Edward Bernays put in the lives of the American people. It's fascinating.
He brought it into the limelight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, fan of the All-American Breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
All those foods, I like them.
Good stuff.
It is good stuff.
He also boosted cigarette sales by selling them to women. Before it was socially acceptable for women to smoke, he orchestrated this big, protest of all these, models and high status women smoking at a parade. And then after that, ran an ad about, torches of freedom, I think he called them. Cigarette sales doubled in a month.
I mean, gender equality.
I mean, beyond that, the guy was a genius, man. He's a branding genius.
That sounds like something else. I'm a fan. I'll take the breakfast. I will look him up though and see what other things he's done. I want to get back to you've been doing something with fitness as well. What have you been up to?
Killing myself slowly.
Oh.
Yeah. So I am training for a 10K in September. Doing it with Kevin.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Actually, Kevin, I was just talking with him. He just ran a half marathon last week. And he was like, I wasn't ready for it, man. And so now I am terrified even more for this 10K because he's been running for a lot longer than I have.
Okay.
And I am just very scared of this 10K.
Real quick on Kevin. Kevin just started his own. We had Kevin on as a guest here on the Quality Varies. Yeah. And Kevin just started up his own show.
The Right Seat. He's on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts. So go check it out. I've listened to his first episode with Jared, and I mean, I'm not a helicopter pilot, but it was very good. I really enjoyed listening to it. He did a great job.
We loved having him on the show, and I look forward to. I only heard about it recently, and I look forward to going in and listening. And I think they're going to do a great job. So, Kevin, I feel like is cheating by just having a job like being a helicopter pilot.
Yeah, it just instantly has this super interesting thing to talk about.
Yeah, but I mean that's a story for me because I immediately want to listen to it.
Right.
Because
it's fascinating. Him and Jared just talk about all the things about training to be a helicopter pilot. Go listen to it. It's so good. Go listen.
Kevin, you can give us the money in the brown bag. The right seat.
Yeah.
You and Kevin, you are scared because Kevin was not even ready for the half marathon that he did.
Right. So, and a 10K is a half of a half marathon ish, but still, I got in my head when he said he wasn't ready for that.
So 11 miles, 12 miles.
So a half marathon is 13.1.
Okay.
And a 10K is a little over 6 miles.
6 miles. Gotcha.
Yeah. So I've been doing 1 mile. 1 mile was my run, right? I would go and run 1 mile most every morning. And then I talked to Kevin about this half marathon he ran. And he was like, man, I wasn't ready. So I was like, okay, I got to kick it in gear and start training harder. And so I ran 2 miles yesterday morning. And I still can't walk right.
That is amazing.
It was horrible. So yeah, I'm not looking forward to running 3 more of those.
You're lining up very nicely with the fitness things that I have been doing on the nutrition side. I've been doing keto. The main thing on the fitness is I'm on keto to lose weight, and I'm also in more than one weight loss challenge.
Wow.
And so now my mindset is because I've been doing well, and I'm getting motivated now to be going to the gym and lifting and everything. And I'm I can't I have to wait until the end of August to do that. Right now I'm just doing straight cardio or very lightweight, just high intensity stuff.
Yeah.
And so I've just been running as well. And I made a goal at the beginning of the year. It was basically a resolution, in that I had no intention of following it. That was for a 10-minute mile. And
okay, yeah.
yeah, so come June, or I think June is the beginning of quarter 3. I was sitting down with my boss, and he likes going over our goals with us and keeping us accountable, which I am grateful for. That's something that I really benefit from. And he's like, "How's your 10K going?" I was like, "Oh, it is going great." And I went, and for the first time that year, got on the treadmill, and it was like a 21-minute mile.
Oh man, yeah, that's rough.
And so for like at the same time keto, I hopped on and I started running, and I hit 9 minutes and 50 seconds last week.
Nice, man.
And it was very unexpected. It was very. I realized that shin splints and leg cramps were the big barrier for me. Yep. And once those, they're not even, and I can't have bananas because of keto.
Oh no!
So lots and lots of water.
Dang it, man! Yeah, just pump those electrolytes, man.
Yeah, just Mio. Just drink the Mio bottle when I'm there.
Yep, just forget the water. Just squirt the Mio right in your mouth.
Yes, I've just been just every day just going and trying to get a little bit better. And once they're not even under control fully right now, but it got a little bit better. And only the week prior did I run a full mile without stopping for the first time.
Yeah. And
that was the first time in 6 years that I've done that. Mm-hmm. And that was at a 4 mile an hour pace. That was a 14-minute mile. And I was dying. My watch. So it was funny. I got a lot of hope because my Apple Watch was calibrated wrong, because all of a sudden I was doing a different pace. And so the treadmill was telling me oh, you're at just under a 3/4 of a mile. And my watch is dude, 1.5 miles. You're doing great. And I was like,
man, you're cruising.
I know. I texted my friend. I was like, hey, I just did a 7-minute mile. Am I amazing? No, I was not.
Wow.
So I went and did the actual pace for what a 10-minute mile would have looked like, and I was like, this is stupid. Don't like this. And then the next week I was able to crank it out. So super grateful for that. And on the half marathon, I am my friend, she's training for a half marathon. She started at the same time I was. June is just the place to be for goals, apparently. To start them up. She started, and she's been running, I've been running, and now I'm considering man, do I join this half marathon with him? And don't like the thought of that, because a half marathon is how far did you say a half marathon was?
13.1 miles.
Yeah, that's stupid. Maybe I'll go for maybe 10K. I like the thought of your 10K. Yeah. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, I've done 2 5Ks, walked a significant portion of both of those, but the goal is to run continuously for 10 kilometers.
Yeah, I mean
which may kill me.
That would be amazing. That would be awesome, though.
I couldn't even do the 2 miles yesterday. I had to walk for about a 1/4 of a mile, maybe. But again, I was running into Apple Watch calibration issues, because I can normally get around 10 minutes, a 10-minute mile, with a little bit of effort. So I was checking my pace halfway through my run yesterday, and I was right about the 10-minute mile for the first mile. And I was like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
And I was expecting that to drop way off on the second, but I still wanted to keep at least jogging the whole time.
Yeah, maintain that part of it, whatever the time was. Oh, okay.
Right. I didn't want to, there's a difference between someone who's trying to jog and somebody who's just given up and is clearly walking, even though the speed isn't different. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
No, I see I know what you're talking about.
So I was shooting for the don't give up, just keep even pretending to jog the whole time. I didn't make it.
You didn't make that, because distance runners, I've learned that distance runners, their pace you can speed walk faster than the running pace of some distance runners,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't aware
Oh
of
yeah,
that.
for sure. Yeah. So I was trying to jog, couldn't do it. Just needed to. I had to walk for a little bit. I don't know how far I walked, but I did walk some of it, and then when I did start running again, my pace was not what it was in the first mile. At least I don't
It
think it
wasn't
was.
there.
Mm-mm. But then I got to the 2 mile mark, hit stop on my watch, and I had somehow made 20 minutes
Oh
for
yeah,
2 miles. So I had
yeah.
somehow
I
magically maintained that 10-minute mile pace
I
through
think
all
it's
of
something
that.
about that. I think it's something about that shorter running pace. I don't know what it like because that's when I did the faster pace to actually hit 10 minutes. I wasn't having
Mm-hmm.
any issues, but when I was doing a
Mm-hmm.
slower jog, my watch was putting me at more of a distance than the treadmill was. So I don't know what it is
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, that
And
was weird.
so they suggest if you walk for like 20 minutes, it'll recalibrate your pace automatically on the watch.
Oh,
I don't necessarily know how that would specifically fix like your change of pace for that
yeah.
slower jog. So,
Yeah.
but hey,
I
those
never
guys at
knew.
Apple, they get paid lots of money. So,
Yep. Good for
what's
them.
this so well, on your running, so what is it that stops you? Is it the cardio? Like, is it your chest? Like you're out of breath? Is it your lungs? Is it your
Oh yeah,
heart? Is it your
absolutely.
legs?
It's definitely like everything.
Is
Yeah,
everything?
like yeah. I mean, so yesterday I was running and absolutely like lifting up my legs got way harder the
Yeah,
last quarter mile. And I was running uphill and I was just super noticeable that picking up my feet and picking up my legs was much harder than when I first started. So
gotcha.
that's definitely a factor. But also, yeah, just the shortness of breath. I just feel like I can't get enough air in my lungs. And part of that I know is because my legs are so tired, my body's sending extra blood and oxygen down to my leg muscles, which is
Yeah,
depleting oxygen from other parts of my body, that's why you breathe heavier when you run, is because your body's like shifting blood and resources around, and so you have to like make up the deficit and breathe harder. And
yeah.
so yeah, I mean it's definitely both of those things for sure. And then yeah, the lactic acid buildup in your muscles, you start to get sore, you start to cramp up, all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, mine. I am breathing hard and everything, but the thing that stops me
Hmm.
is usually is the legs,
Really.
and it is specifically like for most things with both because I've been hiking as well.
Hmm.
It has still been my calves as far as them just tightening up,
Hmm.
which tenses the entire leg up,
Oh yeah.
which makes running more tiresome.
Oh yeah.
And so I've been like stretching those every day because if the calves can be looser for longer, I think that's gonna be the quickest way I can get more distance.
Yeah.
The new goal that I have because I didn't think this 10-minute mile, like I was getting serious about it, and I was like, okay, cool. Like I know I started halfway through the year, but I think I could hit a 10-minute mile by the end of the year, and I've obviously surpassed that. And in the beginning, I my goal was not a 10-minute mile because I was ignorant, and I said an 8-minute mile.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
and
so fast.
as soon as I started running, I just low key without telling my boss, I just took that out of the spreadsheet and just put 10 instead of 8. I was like, no way. But now, like, I haven't even tried the pace of an 8-minute mile yet, but I'm not opposed to it. If not an 8 minute, like, I'm fine. Like, I'm still looking at, I just want to make a new goal. I want to have something else for the rest of the
Hmm.
year.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking at both like distance or time if I can make it a little bit faster or if I can go for a couple more, like a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, an 8-minute mile is pretty dang fast.
That's cooking, dude. That is quick. I
Yeah.
don't know for certain, but I want to say that that's like 10 miles an hour straight through. And that's
Seems
quick.
easy.
That is an aggressive pace, my friend.
Yeah, I would.
How about this for a new goal? How about do a fitness challenge with me?
Oof. See, all right. All right. I'm making stories over here. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking the Murph challenge.
Okay, you put this in the spreadsheet, and I didn't think that I don't know what it is, and I didn't think you were going to be including me on this.
I wasn't going to, but you started talking about all your fitness stuff. I think you can do it for sure.
What's the Murph challenge?
Okay, first of all, the backstory. You know the book or the movie Lone Survivor?
No.
Started out as a book written by Chris Luttrell. He was a Navy SEAL from Texas, just tough as they come, and it's just about this mission where he's the only survivor. And his captain was a man named Michael Murphy, and Mikey, he calls him, was like the toughest, most athletic specimen that Chris had ever seen. So every single morning, Mike Murphy would get up and run 1 mile, and then he would do 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats, and then run another mile every single day. To lesser mortals like me, it's an event. Like I trained up for this last year, and I did it once.
Okay.
And I was starting to do it, to train up for it again, but then I've been focusing just more on running for the 10K. But how's about you and I set a date to do the whole Murph challenge together?
Yeah, can you just I blacked out for part of that. Can you go over the whole thing again?
All right, run a mile.
Yeah.
You can do that.
I have done that once.
100 pull-ups.
I have never done more than 3.
Yeah, neither had I. 200 push-ups and 300 air squats. Did you write that all down? I'll text it to you.
I mean, It's
not as bad as it seems, because you break it up into 10 sets. So you just do 10 pull-ups, 20 push-ups, and 30 squats 10 times.
Over the course of how much time?
As much as you need. I did it in about 45 minutes, I think. Maybe it was 55.
Second question, what are air squats?
You're just squatting with your body. No additional weight.
You said 300 of those?
Yeah. But you only do 30 at a time.
Bro.
Come on. You can
Fine.
do it.
Fine.
Good.
Fine.
Peer pressure. When do you want to do it by?
Let's say like 2031.
How about September 11th?
Wow. Let's try how about the end of the year?
There's something in November. Perfect. November 11th.
That is not the end of the year.
That is the end of the year.
That is not the end of the year.
That's the end of the year. So here's the thing, though. It has to be on some kind of patriotic holiday, because we're honoring Mike Murphy.
This is rude of me to say in a podcast, but I care about holidays so much less than you do, it sounds like.
So we can do the 8th of November or the 11th of November, you choose.
Can't we just make a patriotic holiday for the day after Christmas?
Come on.
Oh, man. That's... Okay, so you have to understand,
You're already training for it, though.
Our air squats, okay, you're gonna have to teach me in, I can't, this is where the episode ends. You're just teaching me how to, like, this is just pissing me off now. Are any of these workouts going to build muscle mass?
Absolutely.
So
let me tell you this, though. So I did the Murph challenge as part of a fitness challenge with some neighbor friends we had up in Salt Lake. And I was religious about this. I did 3 miles a week, and I did about a third of the push-ups, pull-ups, and squats every day. There were 6 days a week. And, man, I try to stay away from vanity as much as possible, but
okay, buddy.
So good. Honestly, I have never in my entire life of playing high school football and really exercising for most of my life. I've never been happier with the way my body looked than I did last November when I did this Murph challenge.
My chest is compressing at this very moment.
You're already training for it. You're already running. That's the hardest part.
I am running. It's going fantastic.
Yeah.
I want the most serious answer from you. How important is it to you that this happens on a patriotic holiday?
It is essential.
Yeah, you
it's
said
essential to the Murph challenge.
You said that about a feature of your D&D character. Is it
that was a little bit hyperbole about the D&D character, yes. But for real, doing the Murph challenge on Veterans Day is it's actually a big deal. There's a significant portion of like the fitness community on the internet that does it every Veterans Day and Memorial Day in honor of Michael Murphy.
You understand? I have a total of like $500 in these weight loss challenges that I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't really mesh well with muscle mass gaining activities.
Well, when are those challenges over?
Both of them get done in August.
You got plenty of time.
That's plenty of time. Oh my goodness.
Keep running. Just do some push-ups and pull-ups. I mean, honestly, if you have as much trouble with pull-ups as I did, it's going to take you a while before you can consistently do even like 10 pull-ups. So just work on pull-ups for a little bit, because that's not...
It's 100 pull-ups?
Total, yeah. But you're not going to be doing 100 pull-ups every day.
Do we get to use the machine that like helps lift you up?
If you have to.
Oh, don't tell me that. Now I'm just going to use that as an excuse. Okay, fine. November 11th.
November 11th. But you can't use the machine for the challenge.
Oh my god. Okay.
No, you can use it to train with. I'm giving you that. You can use the pull-up bar or the lat pull-down bar to train with. But on November 11th, just straight up your body.
All right. November 11th, we will do this challenge.
Yes.
I might even... Maybe I even go down there, and we both do it down there. And
Heck yeah, dude.
And we get a good D&D sesh in with the crew while we're down there.
Heck yeah. I'm into it.
Well, I mean, I had other things to talk about, but I don't really care anymore. So,
hey, and we'll make it a like an Instagram promotion. Anybody who wants to do the Murph challenge with us, I'm looking at you, Kevin. Tag us in your workouts or something. I don't know. Take a picture as proof that you're doing the workouts with us, and tag us in it on Instagram. And we'll probably do like stories for ours. Jordan and I will.
What's the don't you use a hashtag? What's the hashtag going to be? Isn't that a thing?
I don't know. What should the hashtag be?
You're the one. You understand? I have total. Well, maybe been on Instagram.
You can't just do like the Murph challenge. That's well, tag us, tag the Quality Varies in it, and then Jordan's first Murph challenge. Hashtag Jordan's first Murph challenge. We'll do that.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I don't like this. You seem to be loading all the accountability onto me. Jordan's first Murph challenge. Okay, well, we're ending it there. Maybe I'm gonna go cheat on keto tonight. Don't mind me.
Good.
All right.
And join us in a couple weeks. We got a special guest coming. I'm excited. I'm really excited for our next guest.
We do have a special guest. Maybe Bryan's gonna get him in a corner and challenge him to some crazy fitness challenge. Who knows?
I bet he'd be down for it, honestly.
All right. Stay tuned, folks.
We'll see.
I now have 4 months to live, approximately.